Hi. I don't have any updates right now, but this video is not about updates. This video is a thank you to YouTube for allowing me to have a voice. You see, I'm a very quiet person. I don't talk about my problems. I don't talk about the negative things in life. Like, see, all my friends, they know I'm a yes person, even my family. If I can do it for you, oh, no problem. It's not an issue for me. See, I just go through my life and I live. You know, everybody goes, how do you have this? How do you have that? You know, how did you get this? And I go, I look, I shop, I go out, you know. I'm very frugal with my money. I don't spend on unnecessary things. See, my priorities are different than each one of my friends. One of my closest friends for over, say, 36 years, 37 years. See, I would do anything for her. And she knows this, you know, and she goes to me, I have headaches, I don't feel well. You know, it's like my doctor doesn't want to give me anything for my headaches. Do you take this? And I go, yeah, sometimes when I get migraines and all that. And, you know, she goes, do you mind if you give me the rest of your medication if you're not using it? And me, I'm a yes person. You know, if I see my friends in pain or anything, I go, okay, not a problem. And I did. And then the following month, she goes to me, do you have any repeats? I go, yeah, I have repeats for a year. Oh, do you think you can get this for me? And I go, well, don't you have a doctor? Can't you go? And she goes, yes, but they don't want to give it to me and all that. And, you know, and I go, okay. And then it started off like that. And I've been, like, this was before I got pregnant for my daughter. My daughter's 21 months. And then she goes, well, I'll pay you for it. So I go, okay, you know, and I don't care, you know. And then it's like, it became like a ritual. And then I go, okay, you know, but I can't do this once I get pregnant because, you know, I'm trying. And then when I became pregnant for Olivia, see, she continued. And I go, I can't do this because this shows up on my medical file. And then she goes, okay, you know, it's like, just one more time. Just one more time. And she was manipulating me. And then I was about 8 months pregnant. And then she goes, you know what? I have a really bad headache. I don't feel well. I caught some kind of fungal disease from the cat's litter box. And she goes, I'm in pain and I have a headache and you have to help me. I go, I can't be getting you this. And I go, I have one more renewal for and that, and then, you know what, it's over. And I can't go to the doctor and say, you know, listen, I need Furanol and I'm pregnant and, you know, and then they're going to look at my history and think that, hey, you're taking medication, you know. And I stopped. And soon I stopped, she got angry at me. And she threw away the friendship like it was yesterday's garbage. And I didn't understand. Like, you know, I'm pregnant. You know, I'm going to be giving birth soon, and you want this on my medical file. See, she didn't understand about caring for another person, that another person cared about her enough to help her. Soon I said no, that's when it blew up. And you know what? It's like, if she would call me tomorrow, I would pick up the phone and I would talk to her. Because, see, I'm that type of person. Like, I have forgiveness for anybody. And, see, I don't know if it's one of my strengths or one of my weaknesses. See, being manipulated, and I don't even see it coming, because another friend would go to me, oh, you want to go shopping? It's like, I know you don't have a car, and, I can take you to Costco, and I'll bring you back, and, and I would say, okay, the older kids are, one's on the computer, and the other one wants to go to her friend's house. I didn't have Zane at that time. And I go, okay, not a problem. She would take me to Costco, and instead of driving me home, and she goes, well, I just want to stop by my place. I go, well, I have frozen things. She goes, oh, well, you can put it in my freezer. And I go, okay. I go, no, not really. Then she would drive to her house. I don't have control in her car. She's going to take me to her house. I go, okay, why not? It's like, and then she goes, it's like, do you think you can do me a favor? I go, what? And she goes, well, I need to have some things done, and I don't know how to do them. And you know what? It's like, and to get this done, get that done, and I go, okay, I'll do it for you. You see, I never asked for payment. I never asked for anything. And in front of her relatives and her daughter's new in-laws, oh, Sharon works for a can of Coke. She doesn't charge me. She doesn't realize how that hurt me. I did that because I thought of her like a sister. I still do. You see, family is important to me. And see, I have a lot of friends that are my family. They're not blood related, they're my family. And I consider them my family. And you know what? I did a lot of construction, renovation. See, I'm a very talented person. I can visualize something and I can put it into reality. And I just go. And, I designed the outside of her house just before her daughter got married. I ended up painting the foundation, doing that, arranging the flowers, doing it. And at that time, I wanted to get pregnant. And I ended up, she wanted me to do something, and I couldn't do it. And because I was leaving to go to Kiev. I go, I can't. I have too many things on my plate. And she wanted me to plant flowers and all that, because she's a germaphobe. And I go, I can't. And I ended up refusing. And then I went to Kiev the next day. And she didn't understand. It's just because it's not that I didn't want to do it for you. It's because I had something that was really important to me. Sometimes people just don't understand when you can't do something. I have another friend. We're like sisters. And we fight and then that. And, especially when my common-law husband died. She was there for me. And but she didn't understand when my so-called brother-in-law said he didn't know me and he wanted to take everything from underneath my feet. See, he's an alcoholic and he lost everything, including his family. And then he got remarried to a docile woman. And, it's like, and he wanted to take what was my children's, my home, everything. And this was in the courts for many years. And then I settled out of court and everything and gave him a condo to go away. By the way, he didn't keep the condo. He had to sell it for lawyer's fees. But he caused pain for his brother's family. And now, we don't talk. We don't anything. I didn't invite him when I buried the urn just recently. See, I needed to hold on to him. And he passed away in 2009. And we're 2021? I couldn't let go of his urn, and I needed him. I didn't invite his brother to the burial. I didn't do anything. And see, right now I'm just grateful to have a platform to be able to speak my truth. What happened to me in the IVF clinic. See, I always try to do what's right. Always. I never want to hurt anybody. See, that's why God has always been on my side. It's because I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't intentionally hurt anybody. I always try to be a yes person. I give away things that I just buy. Oh, I need this. I go, oh, I picked up a really good deal. And, oh, I need some of those. Do you think you can let me have one? And I go, sure, here, which one? Oh, I'll take this, this, and this. And okay. And then, oh, do you think you can pick me up a couple of more and I'll pay you? It never happens. You see, that's why I had to change. Because of family and friends taking advantage of me, not realizing that I have feelings, I have emotions. And you know what? It's like a thank you and to appreciate what I do for you. You see, that's all I want is appreciation. It's not payment. It's not anything. You see, I never want to hurt anybody. And like my best friend didn't understand why I wanted to get pregnant for Zane. And then I got pregnant for Olivia. She never came by to see them. She never even gave a baby gift to the babies. You see, I want people to be happy for me. That I have 2 different generations of children. Kids that are starting their lives off and could have children of their own. And then I have babies. See, I did that for me. And I don't expect anybody to judge me or think they can judge me. Because this is my decision that I made. I financed the IVF. I sacrificed it. And like, I had a friend that goes, how do you do this? How could you live? What are you doing? It's not your business what I do or when I do it. It's like, who are you to tell me how do I live and what do I do? You see, I don't ask anybody for anything. I don't tell people how to do things or where to work or what to do or how to do it. You do you, I do me, and we'll all be happy. See, I do my stuff. I survive. That's all I ask for in life. Have a roof over my head, food on the table, and my kids to be healthy and happy. See, everything else will take care of itself. God has a plan, and we have to follow it. And sometimes you don't want to follow it, and you end up on the wrong track, and you end up unhappy and miserable. And see, that's why I tell my children, follow your path. Your path is in front of you. You see, my daughter is brilliant. Like, I'm not joking. Like, she's a problem solver. She always underestimates herself. And she could have made a fantastic doctor. Or even in the sciences, finding cures for cancer, for ALS, for anything. She has a brilliant mind. But she's fighting her path because she let friends get in the middle of everything. And she has to find herself. Like, she is graduating from McGill, but she doesn't want to do what she wanted to do. Now she's on another path. Oh, Father, I don't know. See, that's what happens with brilliant people that don't know what direction they're going in. Listen to your heart. Your heart will always tell you where you need to be. Don't think about what other people are doing. Ask yourself, what do I want? When I get up in the morning, what makes me happy? What steps in life that is going to be good for you? You see, I had people judge me for when I was pregnant with Zane and then pregnant with Olivia. I had people thinking this was an accident. Oh, you're older in life and you got pregnant. You don't want this baby. Well, if you don't want him, I'll take him. I'll adopt him. I'll bring him into my family. I go, I wanted this child. I set out to do this. Why would I give away my child? And when I was trying for Olivia, I was having abdominal pain. I had a doctor in an ER. I'm there for medical. And he goes, whose baby is this? I go, it's mine. It's your baby. I go, yes. How much do you want for him? I thought he was joking. He wasn't joking. He offered me $75,000 for my son. I reported it to College de Médecine. They sent me a letter back saying they're only joking. You see, they're not there to protect you. And I let that issue go. Right now he's not working in that ER anymore, but he said to me, I'm not joking. And then he goes to me, I'll give you anything you want for that baby. And I go, he's not for sale. And my friend was with me. I was uncomfortable. I left. And then a couple of months later, after I reported him, I had bleeding when I was pregnant for Olivia. I went to the hospital. Guess who was my doctor? And then he goes, well, you should stop all medications because you're probably going to lose the baby. And he goes, you're probably going to be under 10,000 and it's just going to be a natural process to lose the baby. And I go, no. And then, I had, because of my blood type, I had to take Rogam. I would have left the hospital, but I know that the antibodies would have been attacking the baby if, so I had to wait for the Rogan. And the blood test came back. It was sky high. He didn't come back to see me. He sent a nurse, he ordered the Rogan for me, and then he set up an ultrasound, but I couldn't do it that evening. I had to come back the next day. Thank God the bleeding stopped and the baby's heartbeat was fine and everything was. But Olivia's pregnancy was really difficult because of the Creta. And I didn't go back to that hospital to have Olivia because of that. You see, people and their judgments, people always think about themselves before they think of others. And this video is about, you have to think about yourself. I'm not saying don't think about others, but in order for you to be happy, you have to put yourself first. You have to have a voice for yourself. And you see, I'm discovering that. If you allow people to shit on you, to abuse you, to not appreciate the things that you are doing for that person, then you deserve to get mistreated. See, I discovered in order to have a voice, you have to use it. You have to say your piece and say, I don't appreciate how you're treating me. I want respect. I give you respect, you give me respect in return. You see, I have a friend that judges me. Oh, your house is so messy, it's this, it's that. I go, I have kids. You clean it, they destroy it. They go to bed, I clean it, that's done. You know, I mop and sweep 3 times a day. You know, I have severe allergies, so I have to clean it. If I don't clean it, I suffer. I mop, I sweep, I do everything. I vacuum. You know, toys are on the floor. It doesn't mean you have a dirty house. You have children. You know, always judging. Because you want to know why? Because they're unhappy in their own life and what's going on in their life, so they have to judge someone to make themselves feel better. And I used to just take it. So one day, I let it go. Who are you to tell me that I have a messy house? You have nobody, you know, that's in there in your house. And you know what? And you're not able to do your own thing. You're not able to get out of bed. You don't take a shower for 3-4 days until you have to go out. You know, who are you to judge me? I don't judge you. I'm there. If you wanted me to do something for you, I would do it for you in a heartbeat. Why are you trying to break me down? They finally understood what they were doing. You have to evaluate yourself before you destroy anybody else. You can't just sit behind your laptop and throw out shit to other people and hurt other people. You don't know them. You don't know their lives. You don't know their story. You don't know anything. You're judging. You know, look at yourself before you look at someone else. Because you don't know what they walked through, what they've been through, what their story is, what their pain is. Maybe you'd be amazed if you actually took a little bit of interest and stopped and said, you know what, this person's really having a hard time. What can I do for you? You see, my mom always said, you never know a person until you walk in their shoes. And I don't want anybody to walk in my shoes. You see, life has been very painful, but I always had to chin up and move through it as fast as I can. Get away from the storm. See, when I want something, I go for it. I wanted my son so badly, and I got him. I sacrificed everything, putting money together, taking money out of my house, you know, and paying my home equity loan on my house to finance this, taking money from everywhere to finance the IVF. See, I can prove where every dollar came from. I never stole anything. I never took anything from anybody. I never hurt anybody. You see, I don't. You see, when I was pregnant for my son, like, I was diabetic and hyperglycemic all at the same time. Very complicated. See, when I gave birth to him, even the high-risk doctor didn't realize once the placenta is removed that there will be a surge of insulin. And because they were worried about my glucose going up, that they didn't think about that. See, I had my friend, who was my psychologist, with me, and I was holding Zane, and I go, take the baby. And she goes, why? I go, just take him. I felt myself leaving. My blood sugar went down to 0. And when I came through, when I was coming there, it's like having an outer body experience. There was one doctor in the case room. No nurses, no nothing, just one person. They gave me the glucose injection, I guess, and it brought me back. See, no one knows how I know this. It's because I had an outer body experience where I was floating up and I saw myself laying in a bed. See, I knew that, you know, but I was meant to be here with my son. See, you never know. Everybody goes like, how do you feel things? How do you know things? I just do. See, my mom always said my great-great-great-grandmother was psychic. See, and like my mom always knew when something was going bad. See, and like I don't really believe in those things, and but I feel things and I know things, and I can feel when someone's in pain just by looking at their eyes. And I'll reach out and I'll talk to them. I don't want anything from them. If I can help you or give you a piece of advice on how to do something or get closer to your dream, hey friend, I'm here. See, that's the type of person I am. I want to do no harm to nobody. Like yesterday, I actually had a weird experience. I went to buy a snowblower yesterday, and Gary drove it home from Coferture Shopping Center all the way to my house, like about a little over a mile. Walked it home because I'm not paying $125 for delivery. No stinking way. I got a phenomenal deal on the snowblower. And I'm going to have 24 equal payments. Yay! Yay, payments! And, so I had to go pick up Zane from daycare. Went to McDonald's. Came home. I'm walking down my street. And it was this black girl. She comes up to the baby stroller and she goes, hi. I go, hi, can I help you? She goes, yes. She goes, do you believe in God? I go, absolutely. She goes, God died for our sins. I go, yes, I know that. But he's going to be resurrected. And he's going to save us. I just want to let you know. See, I grew up hearing that all my life. That God is coming back. And he's going to be judging us. Judgment Day is coming. I think we're being judged on a regular basis. And be a good person. It's not hard. Try not to hurt anybody. We all have to account for what we do. All I'm saying is love each other. Help each other. If you see someone in pain, reach out. Don't hurt them anymore. Because you don't know what's going through their heads. You don't know anything about them. Say, hey friend, how's it doing? It doesn't take that much. You see, I lost friends to suicide. I lost friends to murder. I lost friends to illnesses. You see, reach out. You see, I had a friend. She got hepatitis from a sexual contact. No one wanted to talk to her. I went over. I brought her food. I talked to her. I go, see a doctor. She goes, I can't. I referred her to an infectious disease doctor. I even called to make the appointment. And I go, please, see her. He gave her an appointment the next day. He made her better. Be a good person. It's not hard. Just, we're in trying times right now with COVID, with everything. People getting sick, people dying, people recovering with the grace of God. But reach out if you see someone having a hard time. Try not to be judgmental, because we have no right to judge anybody. Be kind. Be considerate. Help if you can help. Change things. make things better for other people where they don't have to feel the pain that you feel. See, that's what I'm doing right now, fighting for legislation. And I'm waiting for the MPs to get back to me and bring change. Change is what's needed to help women where they don't have to feel the pain that I'm feeling. So I have to get my kids up, get my son ready for daycare. The baby's rolling over, groaning, but she had a bottle next to her, so she drank it. I'm going to get them up and get breakfast ready for them. Message is, have a wonderful day. Reach out to someone that's in your vicinity that you see that needs help. Be a friend, or be closer than a friend. Be family. Say, what can I do to help you? You know, it's not hard, because one day you might be in that position and you would love to have a person that would say, hey friend, can I help you? Is there anything that you need that I can do for you? They may not even take you up on your offer, but at least they know that you cared enough to say, if there's anything you need, reach out. Love one another. Make life a better place. All right. Say, this video was about reaching out, being a friend, and having a voice. See, I appreciate this platform. Thank you for giving me a voice. And God bless everybody. And I know this video is a sucky feeling one, but you know what? Hey, everybody has those moments. And just God bless everybody. And be safe.